What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a quick video showing you guys Parrot OS. So as you probably know, my channel is focused and centered around the Linux operating system. And every now and then I like to do videos on different distributions that I think you guys should be aware about. And one of them is Parrot OS. And Parrot OS is similar to Kali Linux as well as Black Orange Linux. So first, let me start off by going to their website. Their website is parrotlinux.org. And I already have it pulled up. So just to read a little bit, discover the Parrot universe and get the most out of an awesome Debian-based platform. Like I said, it's Debian-based. It has professional tools for security testing, software development, and privacy defense, all in one place. So that's one good thing about this OS, I could say. They really point out that it's privacy focused, which is a good thing. And if we scroll down a little bit, the Parrot system, Parrot OS is a GNU Linux distribution based on Debian Testing and design with security, development, and privacy in mind. It includes a full portable laboratory for security and digital forensics experts, but it also includes all the needs to develop your own software and protect your privacy while surfing the net. So this is a good OS if you're looking at getting into pen testing as well as certified ethical hacking. There's a certification for that. This is a good distribution to check out so you can learn some of the forensic tools, security tools, as well as, keeping your privacy in mind. Okay, so in order to get started in installing it, you want to go up to the downloads page. Now there are a few different editions of it. There's the home edition, which really focuses on privacy more than anything. And then there's the security edition, which also has all the security tools on it. So if you're not planning on getting into pen testing or bug bountying or anything, I would recommend you get the home edition. But what I want to do is show you guys on the security edition. So you basically just click on security edition and that'll take you to the download page. And they have a couple different desktops. It's actually just two. There's Mate and then there's KDE Plasma. And basically what that is the interface that you'll use as a desktop environment. Now to me, KDE Plasma kind of is similar to Windows, like the way it looks. It looks real clean, the way KDE Plasma looks. But it's a Linux operating system just the same. In my opinion, Mate is a little bit easier to get used to using, just in my opinion. I guess because I came from GNOME, and Mate is somewhat similar to GNOME in my opinion. So for this demonstration, I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to install a Mate edition. So basically you just hit download, or you can use the mirrors, or you can look at specific mirrors, like find a mirror that's closer to you. And that way the download is a little bit quicker, or you could torrent it, and then also you could download the hashes so you can check to make sure you're downloading from the right location. And it's the same for the other versions. Now just to show you this other one, this is a virtual appliance. It's the security edition. It's basically a virtualized operating system. It's already put in a virtual format pretty much. So all you have to do is add this to VirtualBox or VMware, and it should open up and start right up. So like I said, just hit the download button. I already have it downloaded, but I'll be right back with VirtualBox up. Okay, so I'll be showing you guys how to get this set up on VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, and you can download this application. It's free from Oracle's website. You can use it on Windows as well as Linux. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is go up here under machine and hit new, and this will create your new virtual machine. and you want to name it. So I'm gonna name mine Parrot OS, and then it will store it in a VirtualBox VMs directory, which is a directory I have set up where all my VMs are stored. Then what you want to do is select Linux, and then you can select Debian 64-bit, and just press next. Okay, and you want to get this thing a little bit of RAM. So I would say like 2 gigs is enough. Should be good as long as you're not, running too much, but it's good enough. And then here is the hard drive creation. And what we want to do is create a virtual hard disk now. And then there's a couple different types you can set up for the hard drive. This is a VirtualBox disk image. This is a virtual hard disk VHD, and this is a virtual machine disk. And I believe this one is for VMware. So you can actually create this virtual machine on Oracle box and then move it to a Windows box if you need to, and open a virtual machine up there, and it'll work just the same in that different application. But I'm gonna just leave it as VirtualBox. It's cool. Next thing, this is talking about the storage and how you want to set it up. You can set up the storage as dynamically allocated or fixed size. Now with dynamic, it'll grow as needed. So but it'll stop at the max size. So it'll start off at a very small amount, and then it'll grow as the operating system grows up until the maximum amount of size that you want. So that's what you want to use. That'll help you save on hard drive space. And I just wanted to, kind of explain that so you guys would know the difference. So let's hit next. And this is where it'll create the hard disk, the virtual hard disk. And I recommend, say like 20 gigabytes is pretty good. I think it recommends at least 25, and actually let's just do 25. And hit create. Because like I said, it's dynamically allocated, so the space will grow as it's needed. Now, once you create that actual, it's pretty much a virtual computer, then you go into the settings of it. And this is where you actually add the disk to the actual computer so it can boot up. So you don't really need to mess with any of this. And I also have a video kind of explaining all this, so just check out that video. See, my thing is basically creating virtual machines using Oracle VirtualBox, something like that. I'll probably pin it in this video. But anyway, so like I said, this is the memory. I want to go through and change one thing and add one more CPU. And then also display, I want to go down, bump that up, turn on 3D acceleration, storage. Now this is where you add your actual ISO that we downloaded. So we can go choose this file, and then we can find it. I downloaded it and put it in here. It should be the latest version. Yeah, today. Boom. Now we are done. So let's go down and boot this thing up. Let's press OK right there. And if we hit start, this will boot up the operating system. And it's, I'm not sure why it's asking that. I already selected it. But yeah, there we go. All right. We just click install here or press enter there. And now I'm going to use the GUI so you guys can see everything that's going on. And I hope you guys can see this. Let me all right, there we go. So the first thing is going to actually get language. You can hit continue there. If it's English, just set your whatever it is, just set your language, territory, United States, hit continue, American English, your key map. This is basically a key map for your keyboard. I have American English, but you select it based on wherever you're from. And this is a pretty easy install. They have a good installer. So if you installed any other operating system, Linux operating system, then you shouldn't have a problem installing this. And the first thing it's going to ask you right here is the password for the root account. So, and I was reading not that long ago that Kali Linux, they're going to stop creating a root account, or creating a root account or something to that effect. So let's see. And then this is the main user. Oh, and I apologize, I said it wrong. They're gonna stop activating the root account at the beginning. They're gonna just stop activating it at all. And you just, when you go through the installation, you have to install a user account with root access, but the root account will be disabled by default. Kind of like in Ubuntu, it has a root account as well. So whenever you install Ubuntu, it'll disable the root account by default. Kali Linux is going to the same thing. So, all right, next thing, configure the clock. So I'm Pacific Standard Time. So and this is the part where you set up your hard drive. It's gonna open up a partitioner. And basically what I'm gonna do is just use the entire disk, guided, and there is a guided where you can set up LVM. LVM is good if you need to just change the drives around if you need to, or add more space, add more swap. You can do that on the fly, and then you can also set up encrypted LVM, or you can go into the manual and try to manually set it up yourself. But for this demonstration, I'm gonna just use the entire disk. It's gonna actually select it, and it's that virtual hard drive that I created, 25 gigabytes. I think it created a little bit bigger space, but that's VirtualBox doing that. But I selected 25 gigabytes. And now this is where you could change the partitioning. Some people like to separate the home from the actual OS and keep the OS separate from the home directory, which it doesn't matter for me. I'm about to delete this virtual machine after I finish, but it's good practice to separate the home directory. That way you can separate everything from the OS on a different partition. So if you need to reinstall, it's a little bit simpler. So if we go continue there, and this is where it's gonna write all the changes to the disk. And this is just asking if I want to have swap space. Doesn't matter for this system. And actually, let's go back and see why I didn't create a swap. It's not needed, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just hit no, hit continue. Yes, write the changes to the disk. On today's computers, you really don't need the swap space. I mean, if you use an LVM, you can always create it. You can shrink your partition, create a new LVM, and create your swap space if you need it, if you really need it. But the way the amount of RAM that a lot of these computers have nowadays, you really don't need swap space. So I'm gonna speed this up and I'll come back when the installation is finished. Okay, so we just finished the installation, and now the last step is really to install Grub, which is, it's an automatic process. You just hit yes and then hit continue. So let's hit continue on that, and this shouldn't take too long. And you want to select your device and hit continue, and then we'll start a bootloader, all that, and then we'll be done. So I'll come back when this finished. Okay, so that's pretty much the full installation. As you can see, it's not too difficult. Just take your time with it, follow the instructions, and you'll be good to go on installing it on your own system. So let's hit continue, and this will finish the installation and then remove the disk for you and reboot. Just give it a couple more seconds and we'll be done. So everything completed, it rebooted on me. And so that's Grub right there. I just selected the Parrot OS install on the system. And okay, so now it's up. And one of the first things I want to do is install the VirtualBox guest additions, and that way the screen can show up properly, because I know right now you guys probably can't see the screen too well. So I'm gonna try to install that before doing any other updates. So I got that package installed and allow me to make the desktop a little better, and I rebooted the system. So this should be good enough for you guys to see, but pretty much I just wanted to show you how the OS looks. And the desktop, like I said, it's there. It's Parrot OS kind of version of Mate, so it's not that hard to use. Like, you got your menu up here. This is all your applications. Here are a lot of the tools, so you can go through and look at all these tools and try to learn how to use them. But one thing I wanted to show you guys, they got this thing called Anonymous Surf, Anon Surf. So you can start that up. It'll set your computer up to where all your internet traffic will go through the Tor network. And if you don't know about Tor, just research it. It's pretty much a project. It stands for the Onion Router. It's basically encrypting your internet connection through what they call a dark web or deep web, whatever you want to call it. But this is built into the actual distribution. So, and I know you can install this on any other distribution, but it's cool that they thought to actually put that in the operating system right out the box. And like I said, I'm not gonna update this system because I'm basically gonna delete it after this. But a lot of the tools are probably not up to date. I would have to run, an update on it to get the latest version of the tools. But if you're looking at getting into computer forensics or white hat hacking, then this way you want to start either this Kali or Black Arch. Like I said, you can get in here and play around with it. It has some good stuff that's installed by default, like for instance KeepItTechie XC. It's got all the Mate flavored applications installed. You got your screenshotter, Vim, that's that Anon Surf, cryptography. So they got Zulu Crypt, Zulu Mount, One Game, which is chess, graphics, Eye of Mate image viewer. So that's a good image viewer. I played around with it. And GNU image manipulation program. That's a great program for editing photos. So it has pretty much everything you would need as a normal user, but all the security tools on top of it, plus privacy tools. the internet. Now this is another way. The Tor browser is installed by default, so you don't have to worry about installing it, which, I mean, it's simple enough to install on any other distribution, but it's just a nice to have. Onion share, you can actually share files through Tor, so that's a great application. I was actually going to do a video on that, and I'll still do a video on that, just setting up Onion share and sharing files. Hex chat, that's another good thing. A remote desktop viewer, and VNC viewer. Let's see, and they got the whole basically LibreOffice suite on here. My dictionary, planner, and I think I clicked on this already, but this is your pen testing tools. So everything is there. You're just gonna have to look it up and learn how to use it. Yeah, check it out if you want to get in the security field. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and of course, keep it techie.